right, better late than never. It's the Monday night edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I was presenting the winter forecast this evening at the OSU Extension in Canfield to a captivated audience. You know, one of the things I talked about this year in the winter forecast is that the overall confidence in the winter forecast is lower than the last couple of years. There's a higher bust potential, in other words. So, you know, we took our best shot last week, but things can go wrong with these seasonal forecasts, and we've had a good run of luck over the last few years. Skill and luck, of course. But this year, there's so many conflicting signals going on that the forecast may be in a little bit of peril from time to time. We'll see how it goes. All right, speaking of the winter forecast, you know, it's so beautiful today, it's hard to think about snow, but I went digging through the record books today, and this is the first date of measurable snow, more than just a trace, but measurable snow in Youngstown. And as you can see, there's a variance in dates here. Last year we had measurable snow on October 17th. That's pretty early. The earliest on record is October 2nd, back in 2003. The latest on December 11th of 1995. And the average is November the 4th. So we're a little behind average this year, with today being the 7th of the month. And still no measurable snow at the airport, and it's hard to get measurable snow when you have temperatures like this. 68 the high today, 72 in Cleveland, 69 over in Pittsburgh. But changes are brewing across the middle of the country. A storm system is getting its act together and getting set to come east. Notice the crystal clear skies out there this evening. Good evening to check out the moon and Mars. Nice little pairing in the sky. But these clouds and the rain eventually heading our way. Now, tomorrow morning we'll start out bright and sunny. As we get into the afternoon, here we are at 3 o'clock. Clouds are thickening up. Still going to be warm tomorrow. I think we'll get well into the 60s. Not quite as warm as today, but mid-60s definitely on the table. If you're heading out to vote tomorrow, no wet weather concerns from the walk from your car into your polling place. For most of the daylight hours, rain becomes more likely after sunset by 6, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. And then it'll rain for a good chunk of your Tuesday night. Now, Wednesday's going to be a different day. We're behind the cold front here on Wednesday, and I think there'll be showers around, especially in the morning. It's going to be a raw, damp day. You know, today was 68, felt even warmer with the sun. Wednesday, it's going to be in the 40s. It's going to feel even cooler with the breeze and the showers around, kind of back to reality. Showers will tend to dissipate by midday, leaving us with temperatures holding kind of steady, kind of flatlined on Wednesday, in the mid-40s. As we break down the rain chances hour by hour on Tuesday, again, a pretty fast ramp up right around dinner time. 6 and especially into 7 and 8 o'clock, I think most places will see the rain. How much rain? Our modeling all under 1/4 of an inch. I think 1/4 of an inch is possible, but most of the modeling is under that, around 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch worth of rain. All right, also dug through the record books for Election Day and found that since 1950 anyway, the warmest election day in Youngstown was not that long ago, back in 2008, when President Obama was elected. 71 degrees, the daytime high that day. In President Reagan's landslide victory back in 1984, that was a cold election day. There was even a trace of snow this day. 40 degrees was the high temperature on election day in 1984 in Youngstown. All right, rest of the week. Thursday's going to be a nicer day. Sunshine for the most part. We'll get into a little bit of a southwest flow here, and we'll try to get back into the mid-50s above average on Thursday. But then a cold front is heading our way as we head towards Friday. This will not squeeze out much moisture, but this front, as it comes through on Friday, will usher in some pretty chilly air for Friday and heading into Saturday. Don't forget to check out my winter forecast if you haven't done so already on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com. wfmj.com/weather, and if you dig through the videos on the Storm Tracker app, you'll find it there as well. All right, this cold front again on Friday doesn't squeeze out much, if any, moisture. There could be a shower. Here's Friday midday, a little green, might be a passing shower. The air behind this, though, is pretty chilly. And while there's, again, not much moisture to wring out, I wouldn't be shocked if there were a few snow flurries Friday night into Saturday morning. This looked more impressive over the weekend. Now it just looks like the lake effect is not going to be all that impressive. In fact, we'll probably break out into a decent amount of sunshine Saturday afternoon, but it's going to be chilly, no better than about 43, 44 on Saturday. Sunday looks like a nice day, though, to wrap up the weekend. As high pressure goes off to our south, we'll get into a westerly flow here, and that'll send temperatures back up into the lower 50s with a good deal of sunshine on Sunday. A couple of words about the longer range. We've been talking about lately that the second half of November will feature a more volatile pattern that'll feature cool shots with more frequency. Still think that's the case. It just doesn't look like any sort of sustained cold. It's not going to stick. Here's Sunday, again, warmer day. And as we go into kind of the middle of next week, I think there's going to be a pretty impressive storm system that develops. This is next to Wednesday morning, right about here. Pretty impressive low-pressure system shown in the modeling across the Mississippi Valley, heading up through the Mid-Atlantic. I don't think there's enough cold air for this to be a big snowmaker, but a windy, chilly, rainy system is a possibility second half of next week. And there's some chilly air with it. It'll be probably below average for a couple of days, but don't see this being any sort of real significant cold shot. And we could see another system kind of like that as we go towards Thanksgiving. Here's Tuesday the 22nd. But you're not going to see, I don't think, any sort of big trough setting up with a dump of Arctic air coming down anytime in the next couple of weeks. Some cooler shots and some storm systems, yes, but this pattern just doesn't look all that good for any sort of sustained cold before November is out, and I'm a little bit concerned about early December being pretty mild as well, and that could have ramifications in our December forecast, which, if you remember from last week, is a colder than average month in our forecast for December. Might have to adjust that forecast if December starts out pretty mild, as it looks like it might. Could still turn very cold before December is through. But the first week, right now, on the longer range modeling, a month out, take it with a grain of salt, but a month out, the longer range modeling is not very enthusiastic about cold to start December. All right, that's it for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Have a great Monday night, and have a good election day tomorrow.